Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing an easy everyday summer makeup look. So I really wanted to use and reuse some of the things I'm really loving right now, and it's officially summer, so I felt like it was a perfect time to be able to sit down and use the things that I'm super duper enjoying. And there's a vibe for like an everyday summer look for me right now. I really like leaning into the more warm tones because you guys probably know I really love my cool tones, but in the summertime I like a good peachy look. So that's what we're gonna create today. I'm gonna go ahead and pin my hair back. There have been so many launches recently, and not just a bunch of launches, there's always a bunch of launches, but like good launches, good products that have come out. So I have a ton of stuff that I want to reuse in this video. So first off, we're going to start off with a glowy base. I wanted to revisit the Supergoop Glow Screen. I've been wearing this a little bit more frequently after you guys said it's a part of your everyday routine, which if you didn't see that video where I tried out your favorite everyday makeup, I will have that in the description box. I am a huge fan of Supergoop. You guys already know that, I'm sure. However, I normally go for their mineral sunscreens, but I'm wanting to try this out just to see how my skin does. So far, so good. It hasn't broken me out or anything like that. And I really do, oop, I got in my hair, but I really do like how this preps the skin plus their sunscreen. It wears beautifully under makeup and it's so glowy. So it's kind of nice for an everyday product just because, you know, we should be wearing SPF every single day. But if you want to cut down 2 steps and kind of do a sunscreen and a primer hybrid, this is a really good product for that. I'm really liking it so far. And I've used this before, but because of you guys, I'm kind of revisiting it. And I'm glad that I am because it's really gorgeous for summer. Like, look at how glowy my skin is. We're gonna let that sink in for a little while because I'm gonna use a powder foundation, which I've been really loving. And yeah, for some reason, like powder foundations make more sense for me in the summertime. I mean, you can go one of 2 ways, either like a tinted moisturizer or a powder foundation. For some reason, powder foundations just hold up really well in the heat on my skin. So I'm gonna actually do concealer first because when I do powder foundation and I wanna wear concealer, concealer usually is better applied before I even go in with the powder. So I'm gonna be using this. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. This is not a new launch by any means, but it's newer to my collection and I'm really loving it. So I'm just gonna dot a little bit of that underneath the eyes. We'll start with that. I'm gonna blend this out with my favorite concealer brush. This is from Rare Beauty. I don't remember what it's called. Maybe just the concealer brush. I'm just gonna start dragging that out underneath the eyes to kind of lift and brighten the under eye area. This concealer, I can't really explain it, but it just smooths and brightens. Like, you can tell there's really good coverage, but up close it looks like skin. It's kind of wild actually. The first time I tried this out, I was floored. I had actually heard a lot of people talk about this concealer and it's been out for years now, but I just never tried it until more recently and I'm really into it. So I'm gonna kind of go across this area right here as well, blending it up and out on the cheeks, and then I'm gonna take my sponge and just press that in. I feel like it looks a little crazy right now because we don't have foundation on, but that's okay. We just gotta trust the process, you know? Okay, I'm gonna take the Rcma No Color Powder. This is a product that I picked up recently, even though it's also something that's been out for a while. And I'm so glad that I bought this. It is such a good powder. I'm gonna use a little bit of this to set that concealer. Because we are going in with a powder foundation, I wanna make sure that the concealer is set with like a translucent powder first so that it glides into the powder foundation nicely. Even though I love powder, I don't love a powdery finish, so I'm gonna take my sponge and kind of press away any excess. Alrighty, now the fun part. We're gonna go into the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Foundation. I did a video trying out this foundation and absolutely fell in love with it. Seems like a lot of you guys picked it up as well. I actually picked up the lighter shade and then I later saw that they were doing a friends and family sale the day I posted the video, so I had already picked up the lighter shade, but then I placed another order to try out some more stuff. So I'm gonna be doing another look and another video using more Laura Geller products. But anyway, I did really like how the shade Fair looked, but I wanted Porcelain just to see if this was any better for my skin tone because I felt like when I had a little bit of a tackier or more hydrated base that the powder tinted a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna try Porcelain. I'm just gonna take this on kind of a fluffier brush and I like to stamp this in the skin first. And then once I feel like everything is pretty powdered, I will buff it And actually, after posting that video, you guys left amazing comments and gave some really great tips with this foundation, which I'll show you guys in a second. But I'm just wanting to apply this all over. I feel like this is just such a good everyday foundation, again, especially for summer because it is a powder. So I feel like powder foundations really do last super well. And this one doesn't look like you're wearing foundation, which is kind of crazy because you would almost think that powder would look powdery, but this one doesn't. So I'm just pressing that into the forehead. Once I feel like I have pretty even coverage, I'm gonna revisit like these blemishes right here. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of a dense brush. This one is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH08. And I'm gonna take that same exact foundation on something a little bit more dense. And I'm gonna start just building it up over top of blemishes that I need more coverage on. I'm gonna also take this brush and make sure that the redness around my nose is canceled out. It builds up so nicely though, without looking like too over the top or anything. So now I am gonna take my sponge and press that down as well. This really doesn't have a visible powdery finish, but I just like that extra bit of glow. Wow, that looks really nice over top of the Supergoop sunscreen as well. Okay, let's move on to bronzer. I am so in love with this bronzer from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt bronzer. I did an entire review on this collection. If you missed it, I will have that in the description box down below. This is the shade Light, and I love using it with the brush that they created for it. This is the F2 brush. The thing I love about this is how insanely finely milled this is. So for every day, you like cannot overdo it. It's impossible. And this brush really just shapes out the cheeks so beautifully. So I'm gonna add this to the cheekbones. We're gonna go around the forehead, of course. I just basically wanna warm things up because when it comes to an everyday summer look, I do wanna look a little bit sun-kissed, but I mean, I have pretty fair skin, so I don't wanna look artificially sun-kissed. So this is a really great product for that, and I just find like the shade, the tone, and undertone is really great for me. I'm gonna take that across the nose. So I'm not like contouring the nose at all. I'm just kind of pressing that across as if the sun naturally hit the center of my face. I always like to make sure my bronzer is blended into my foundation. So I'm taking that same brush I used with the foundation. I didn't add any more product though. And I'm just kind of blending that out. I like how this is looking. Like it's a pretty glowy look, but since we have the powder, I know it's gonna have longevity. Let's see here. Let's do brows. Actually, no. I'm gonna do blush and highlight and stuff like that. I actually don't know if I need a highlight today because things are looking pretty glowy. I really wanted to try this over top of the powder foundation from Laura Geller. I've been using this a lot with other products, but I've never tried it over top of this powder foundation, and I just wanted to see. So this is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Cream to Powder Blush Stick in the shade Swoon. It is phenomenal. It's so pretty and just so perfect for summer. So I'm gonna first warm this up on the back of my hand like this. Then I'm gonna take my blush brush. This one is the Bare Minerals Blooming Blush Brush. I'm gonna pick that up off the back of my hand and then smile and start to apply this to the apples of the cheeks. So last time I tried this over top of a powder, it didn't work very well, but honestly, I think it was because I used a new foundation that was a little bit more sticky, kind of. See, that looks so nice. I feel like it really is working if I just warm it up on the back of my hand and take a fluffier brush like this to pick it up and then distribute it by pressing it into the skin. I'm not noticing any separation that way, which is so nice because I love this color so much. So I'm just trying to be gentle and build that up. I'm gonna gently take my sponge and just make sure it's nice and blended out. I love that color so much. I think it's so flattering. I think it's so different. Like it's the perfect mix between orange and like a true pinky peach. I don't know, it just screams summer to me. I'm gonna throw a little bit of what's left kind of up here into the crease of the eye a little bit just to tie in those tones. I'm actually wanting to layer up a little bit of the Jaclyn Cosmetics, what's this called again? Luminous Rouge Blush in the shade Loverboy, which is like that kind of orangey shade. And I'm just gonna kind of press that onto the high points of the face because this does have a little bit of a glow to it, so I'm wanting to keep it kind of back here. And I'm gonna bring it into the eyebrow a little bit too, which I'm actually glad that I didn't fill in my brows yet so that I could add a little bit of color there. Okay, I'm gonna fill in my brows. I'm gonna actually layer two products. So I'm gonna do the base with my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. So let me just do that really fast. Okay, so I filled in the outer edges and then I filled in kind of the bottom of the brow like as I move toward the center because I'm wanting to use the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen to kind of create those feathery strokes right here in the front. Okay, now I'm kind of brushing through everything again. And I'm going to take the pen and just kind of fill in any more sparse areas in like the center of the brow. Okay, now let's do the eyes. So I actually wanted to use the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. I'm going to take this second to lightest matte shade, and this is called Transition. And I'm actually going to use this all over the eyelid. So I'm just going to pack this from lash line all the way up to the crease. Then I'm kind of buffing it out toward the end of the brow as well. And I'm going to take that same shade on my BK Beauty 204 brush and just run that up against the entire lower lash line. Okay, this next step might not be for everyone for every day, but I certainly love a good glitter topper. So I'm going to take the peachy one in the palette. This is called Opulence. Taking that on just my finger, and I'm going to press that on the eyelid. I want a pretty scattered effect, so I'm not going to really build this up too much. I just want a little wash of sparkle like that. I think that's so pretty. Same thing on this eye. And that's literally it for the eye look. I did want to add the Patrick Ta Precision Gel Liner in the shade Cream. I'm obsessed with this right now. And I'm going to apply this in the waterline to kind of brighten things up. So now I need to complete the eye look with mascara. I'm going to be using my M Cosmetics mascara. I've been into this a lot lately for every day. And I'm just going to apply that to the top and bottom lashes. Okay, so now I'm just going to wipe off any foundation that's on the lips. This is where, I mean, for every day you could totally just do like a lip balm, something really soft, maybe like a gloss like this, the Tower 28 Coconut Gloss. But I wanted to kind of match the peachy tones in the cheeks. So I'm going to be taking the lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Pink Venus. And I'm just going to softly line and fill in the lips with this. And then I'm going to layer this gorgeous gloss from Bare Minerals. This is the Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm in the shade Trust. Look how pretty these pearls are in here. It's kind of like that peachy, corally, golden color that I really feel like will tie everything together. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that on top. Wow, that looks amazing over top of that lip liner. I was gonna do highlighter, but I really don't think I need it after the powder foundation, since the powder foundation is pretty glowy, plus the blush topper, plus the glowy sunscreen. So let's assess the situation. I am going to add more bronzer, as always. I'm taking what's left on the blush brush, and I'm just kind of hitting that on the forehead as well. I'm gonna add a little more coverage to the blemishes on my jawline right here. Okay, so I'm really liking how everything looks. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the face, just the sides of the face, with my Dominique Cosmetics Jady Wady 180 spray. This is just a really soft, delicate mist. And I'm just pressing that in with my sponge really gently. I'm gonna take that dense, smaller brush and dip into my number 7 powder. This is the Lift and Illuminate powder. I'm just kind of wanting a little bit more of a smooth effect right here over top of where my pores are the largest. So I'm just kind of taking that a little under the eyes, a little down the sides of the nose, and we'll put some on the chin and right here while we're at it, and a little on the tip of the nose too. As always, we need brow gel. Where did I put that? Here it is. I'm just gonna use my trusty Benefit Brow Gel to set the brows. Okay, I'm gonna take my hair down. All right, you guys, so that completes this makeup look. I absolutely love how it turned out. It's exactly what I'm going for this summer. Again, I'm just obsessed with those kind of peachy pink tones on the lips and the cheeks. I think it makes it so fresh and very wearable, but also a little bit of a statement because it's not really like my typical go-to colors. I usually reach for a more cool tone pink on a regular basis, like year round. So I feel like this is a nice way to switch things up on an everyday basis, and it looks put together, but it's not too over the top. And you could totally skip like any glitter topper on the eyelids if that's not your thing. You could just do something matte. But I personally love this mix between something that looks very effortless, but also very put together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you love the look as much as I do. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe, and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!